Rollins caught by Lesnar. Brock Lesnar with an F5. Rollins to the face. Seth looking to rally. Stop to Lesnar. Stop to Lesnar. Cover. Rollins to the face. Rollins is the Universal Champion.
Woo!
And the new Universal Champion, Seth Rollins.
Yes, 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 yes. That is absolutely fantastic. That's awesome to see that again, wrestling fans. Absolutely awesome. Let me tell you, I'm not going over one reason why WWE possibly has done this. One reason, and that's because Clash of Champions is next month. I'm not going over that. That could be a big reason. Put the title on Seth Rollins because Clash of Champions is next month. Listen, I am joyous right now. I am happy, and I'm sure thousands of wrestling fans out there are as well, that we are not witnessing another long title reign as of right now with the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and Seth Rollins burned it down tonight. Thank you. You have put a smile on our face, Vinnie Mac. Oh, yes, you have. You know, when the time comes, if it does, Brock Lesnar gets the title again, or if he shows up at Clash of Champions, or if he gets a title shot next month, or if he gets a title shot at their show back in Crown Jewel, or whatever it's called, which I hope doesn't happen, then we can start cringing again. But as of right now, I'm happy, and let's all just enjoy this. Alright, wrestling fans? Let's just do that. But welcome to your 2019 SummerSlam review. This is Webby, and if you enjoy anything about this review, make sure you subscribe and give me a like and a comment down below. Do all that kind of good stuff. Have fun with it. Have fun with all the comments down below, and interact with everybody. Get started and interact with fans. Interact with everybody that's on YouTube down below. So it'd be appreciated. But you know, wrestling fans, outside of Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, which was a really good contest, you know, we had AJ Styles versus Ricochet. That match stood out to me on a few different levels. I, for one, and not only me, but everybody that was sitting around watching SummerSlam with me tonight, thought that they booked Ricochet kind of weak tonight. Made it where AJ Styles really took it to Ricochet, and honestly, the more I think about it, somewhat needed to be that way because of how strong they're building the club up to be right now. Now, I think eventually Ricochet is going to take away the U.S. Championship from AJ Styles, but they just gave the club all the gold except the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw, so you can't just take the U.S. Championship away from him just yet. But it was a good contest. I did enjoy it. And the last series of moves right before the match ended, where Ricochet took that power bomb and then the Styles Clash, I thought was a really good spot in that matchup. You all let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments below. But I think sooner rather than later, Ricochet will become the United States champion for a second time. One thing that stood out to me tonight, wrestling fans, was Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Goldberg spearing Dolph Ziggler in half. Not once, not twice, 3 times, spearing him in half. Jackhammer. The last time he speared him, he flew all over the place. Dolph Ziggler sold and sold and sold and sold until, I mean, like nobody else could sell. I'm telling you, he made Goldberg look like $1 million. Dolph Ziggler was awesome with how he helped make those spears look. Not saying Goldberg didn't do an awesome job delivering, because I've always said that Goldberg's spears is the best in the wrestling business, bar none. Better than Edge's, better than Roman Reigns, better than the Big Show's, better than anybody's. Goldberg's spears has always been the best ever since I became a wrestling fan growing up, which honestly I've been a wrestling fan my entire life. So I've seen them all since early 90s all the way up till now. So Goldberg versus Ziggler, real short, sweet, to the point. I call it Goldberg's matches. Becky Lynch versus Natalya. This really, wrestling fans, I didn't like one bit. They took Natalya's number one WWE. Since when? The submission matches have no rope breaks. You're supposed to have rope breaks. You're supposed to have breaks, and when you are tangled up in the turnbuckles. It's different for this matchup. You put over the sharpshooter way too much in this match. I'm just going to lay that out right now. You put it over too much. I get why you did. Natalya is the bad guy. Not in her home country, but she's a bad guy. You have to put it over. You have to make it look like Becky Lynch is having a hard time trying to get out of the move. But, come on. As much as what they did tonight, it's not believable. Any other week, any other night, the sharpshooter is not that powerful with Natalya doing it. I didn't believe it. And the rules were stupid as far as what they did with the rope breaks. But just like we all predicted, Becky Lynch went over in this contest, and Natalya will officially go back to the back of the line. Bayley versus Ember Moon. Bayley victorious. There's not much to say about this contest. Ember Moon didn't stand a chance. We all know that. And now I think that Charlotte will go to the number 1 contender spot because she beat Trish Stratus. So now WWE can play up this narrative that Charlotte is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. I don't believe that. I am not buying that. You can't go by with how many times you hold a championship. You can't go by just because you've beaten Trish Stratus, who's a Hall of Famer, and really couldn't wrestle all that well in this matchup. And if you are getting offended or you don't like what I'm saying, go back and watch the matchup. I am not taking anything away from Trish Stratus, but this match wasn't that good. It wasn't. It just wasn't. Speaking of things that wasn't that good, speaking of things that really wasn't that good, and I'm glad it's over, and I hope Kevin Owens can go to something different now. Shane McMahon can get written off TV for a while. We don't see Shane for a while, and maybe till WrestleMania, because Vince always has to have Shane on WrestleMania. So maybe Shane can get written off TV till Mania. Go on vacation for a while. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Now, wrestling fans, if you have been keeping track of this storyline, or if you have been actually paying attention to the storyline, we all know what it's been about. Kevin Owens, if he loses, he quits. If Shane McMahon loses, nothing happens to him. Shane McMahon had Elias come out again as a referee, trying to just make it easier on the worst in the world. Make it easier for him to win. Kind of, get in Kevin Owens' way and stop the referee from, making fair pinfalls and things of that nature. Well, wrestling fans, let's just be honest here. The match still sucked. Even with these little tactics and that kind of stuff, which was supposed to make it more entertaining, the match still sucked. Oh, and by the way, talking about changing rules on the fly. If you really wanted to make things fair or make things go in Shane McMahon's way, then when Kevin Owens hit Elias, match should have been over. Automatic disqualification. Did that happen? Nope. WWE changing things on the fly. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, well, Webby, you're just going to find something to complain about. No, it's logic. But I'm glad Kevin Owens won here, because quite frankly, if he lost, he wouldn't have quit. He would have went to Monday Night Raw. And I would rather him be on SmackDown than on Monday Night Raw, honestly. I think he would thrive more on SmackDown than he will on Raw. That's just me. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston. Everybody that I know of, everybody that I listen to on YouTube stated Randy Orton's going to win and become the next WWE champion. It didn't happen, wrestling fans. It did not happen. Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston got a double countout, and Kofi Kingston is still the WWE champion. Why? Because of Clash of Champions next month. That is why I think Randy Orton is going to take the title at Clash of Champions. Why? Because of Fox in October. That's just me. I mean, they can either do that, or Kofi Kingston can drop the title to Randy Orton on the debut edition of SmackDown on Fox. That would be something. I just can't see Fox wanting Kofi Kingston to be WWE champion going into or starting up. I just can't see it. I like him as a WWE champion. I think he deserves it, but I just don't see that the television network or Vince McMahon thinking that he is a big enough name for the show on that channel. But it was a good contest. They brought out the same type of aggressive side that AJ Styles was brought out of when he went against Samoa Joe at SummerSlam. When Samoa Joe was taunting AJ Styles in front of his family. Well, Randy Orton was doing that in front of Kofi Kingston's family, just in a different way. And that's when Kofi Kingston lost it and started beating him up with kendo stick. And of course, Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor faced each other, and Bray Wyatt just absolutely destroyed Finn Balor and had an awesome entrance. Go check it out. And that's your SummerSlam review. Not a bad show, but for a show that was 3 hours and 15 minutes, if you watched the pre-show, if you didn't watch the pre-show, mind you, there was 1, 2, 3 matches that really stood out. And WWE, when it's a pay-per-view like this, you really need to make every match stand out. It's SummerSlam. Make every match stand out. It's supposed to be the biggest event of the summer. Make every match. That is the one biggest complaint I have about this SummerSlam. Every match didn't stand out. You shouldn't have just one match stand out per hour. That's just me, wrestling fans. You let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments below. Make sure you become a subscriber today. Make sure you do that, and make sure you give me a like. Make sure you share it, and leave me a comment. And of course, tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Raw review. What will Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, do since he's dropped the Universal Championship? I'm sure he'll be there. Paul Heyman will come out and probably run his mouth about Brock Lesnar losing and all that kind of good stuff. And of course, SmackDown Live review on Tuesday. So it will be a big week still here on the channel. Tune into it. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.